Hello, welcome to Yoga Within. My name's Dani. This is our Shape Your Yoga class. Today, you shouldn't need any props unless there's stuff that you know you want and need. Otherwise, let's get started and come to standing at the front end of your mat. Find a nice, comfortable position. Give yourself a second here just to connect with your body. Once the weight feels even between both feet, just pause in stillness for a second. You decide, is it a day where the hands feel better down at the side, or maybe it feels better to bring them palm to palm in front of the chest. Just notice what feels best for you today. Keeping the eyes open if possible, just becoming aware of the breath. Noticing where your breath is sitting in your body. As you inhale, does the chest lift? Does the belly move? No judgment, just noticing. And with your next breath in, imagining the body getting longer, the weight becoming more even between the front, the back, and the sides of the feet. Shoulders draw down. The breath begins to deepen. As you exhale, letting go of anything that you don't need to hang on to today, both mentally and physically. Throughout the practice today, keeping that focus on the breath, focusing on keeping it steady, slow, and easy. Taking a few more deep breaths in, and a long letting go exhalation. And again, a nice full breath in, feeling the body long and strong. And as you exhale, allowing that tension to move out of the shoulders, out of the stomach. One more big deep breath in. A long breath out. On your next breath in, allowing the arms to drop down and reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming to a flat back. Hands come down to the ground, step back with the right foot. Drop that right knee down to the ground, untuck those back toes, coming up into that half lunge. Reaching those arms all the way up to the sky. Hands come back down. Right toes tuck, left foot steps back. Elbows hug the side as you lower down to your belly. Toes untuck, inhale, coming up to Cobra. Exhale. Toes tuck, push back, and up to downward dog. Breathe here. Give yourself a second. Then coming forward, stepping forward with that right foot in between the hands. Drop that left knee down towards the ground. Untuck those toes, coming up into that lunge position. Hands come back down to either side of that front right foot. Tuck the left toes and step into a forward fold. Exhale here. Inhale, coming all the way up with the arms, with the gaze. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, nice flat back. Exhale, hands come down. This time, step back with the left foot. Left knee comes down, toes come down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, all the way down, bringing those hands to the opposite side of the feet. Back toes tuck, step back into that plank. Elbows hug the sides, and you lower down to the belly. Toes untuck, inhale, up to Cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push back, and up to downward dog. Breathe here. Just noticing if you need some movement in your downward dog today, not being afraid to take it. Keeping in mind as we move forward with the practice, moving as fast or slow as feels comfortable for you, adding any modifications you might need. Inhale. Step that left foot in between the hands. Drop the right knee down to the ground. Inhale, lift those arms and gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands, gaze, come back down to either side of that foot. And then step that back foot forward, forward, fold on your exhalation. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, lower down. You're going to do that one more time on each side, a little faster this time. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step that right foot back. Coming into that lunge. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands come down, foot steps back, lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale, up to Cobra. Exhale, tuck, push back to downward dog. Again, give yourself a few nice deep breaths here. As you inhale, creating length. As you exhale, creating release. Inhale, step the right foot in between the hands and drop that left knee down. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands come down. Stepping forward into that forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands come down, step back with that left leg. Knee drops down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands come down to either side of that front right foot. Step back and lower down. Inhale to Cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, knees bend. Coming to downward dog. Breathing here. Pressing through the heels. Reaching out through the shoulders, creating as much space as you can between the shoulders and the neck. Nice long. Inhale. Step that left foot in between the hands, dropping that right knee back. Come all the way up. Exhale. Hands come down. Tuck the toes and step forward. Forward fold. Inhale. Come all the way up. Exhale. Hands come down. Inhale. Lift the arms. Lift the gaze. Exhale. Forward fold. Place the hands down on the ground and then keep breathing and step your way into a plank position. Keeping connected to that breath as we move into your plank this morning, just take a moment here to make any adjustments you might need. So wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in line. Noticing where the weight is. Are you dropping it down? Are you hiking it up? Really see if you can find that nice even position where the top of the head all the way down to the heels are one line. Take a breath in here. And as you exhale, drop the knees down to the ground. Tuck, keep the toes tucked, and walk the hands back until the sit bones are on the heels. My hands will come off the ground. From here, keeping your hands on your thighs, come up, lifting the sit bones off the heels. And then as you exhale, dropping those sit bones back down towards the heels. Keep going. It's an up and a down. Noticing how those hips, how that belly feels today. Noticing if you're using your glutes. In this one, it's a light squeeze in the glutes as you come up. And really making sure that you're not rocking over those toes. Keeping all 10 of them completely tucked. And then just make sure that you're not holding your breath. And then the next time we're down, pause and hold here. Take your hands and wrap them all the way around so the fingertips are facing towards your toes as you walk the palms of the hands down to the ground. Coming into this back bend. Back bend. Take a nice big deep breath in. Lift the chest up towards the ceiling and then think about drawing the shoulder blades together and softening through the elbows. Coming to the fingertips, coming back up and out. Place the hands down in front of you into that tabletop position. So your options for this one are to come back into that plank position, or we're adding some movement in. So feel free to leave it out if you need to, but otherwise, step back into that plank. Draw the right knee in towards the chest and step it back. Draw the left knee in, step it back. And then keep alternating side to side. And you decide fast or slow. Start slower. We are going to do this again a couple times. So just use this time as practice to Know where your body needs to be. Drawing the shoulders out of the ears, making sure that you can breathe and it is easy to do so. And then keep going. A couple more times, guys. Really watch what's happening through the hands, that you're not rocking back. And then pause. Hold that plank position. Nice big deep breath in. Nice big deep breath out. And then drop the knees. Tuck the toes and walk the hands back, coming into that same leg lift that we were doing before. So glutes lift off the heels, coming up and then dropping down. So that's option one. Maybe you can untuck the toes, move the feet and the knees a little bit wider apart, just slightly. And you can drop straight down in between the feet and then come all the way back up. So from behind, this is what that one looks like. Option two. Coming all the way up. A little bit much for the knees for some people, so don't do this if you're feeling any pain or strain at all through the knees. Otherwise, it's that toe tuck, heels, and up. We'll do that 5 more times together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come up, hands come down to the ground, step back into that plank position. And again, you decide how fast you are moving. If you're moving at all, holding the plank is totally acceptable. If you are moving, see if you can speed it up a little bit this time. So turning it into a little bit more of a hop. Perfect. Really drawing those knees in towards the chest. Trying to warm up the body, warm up the hips. Breathe in. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that plank. Don't drop the head. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Knees drop down, toes point back this time. Hands come to the knees, and then lift those glutes away from the heels. This time, keeping the tops of the toes completely flat down on the ground. And notice the difference between having the toes tucked or untucked. And if you were doing that option 2 last time, do option 2 again if you can. I'll do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come up. Last round of these, guys. I promise we're only going to do 3 today. So step back with your one foot and back with the other one, finding your way into plank. You decide, fast, slow, or leave it out. 1, and keep going. Drawing those knees in towards the chest. And watch your bouncing. This one you tend to move a lot from side to side. See if you can just minimize how much you're rocking. Keep going, press into the hands, and we'll do 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees drop down, toes point back. You decide, is it child's pose or is it coming up, sitting on the heels, and just collecting your breath for a few seconds? Where do you need to be today? If you have high or low blood pressure, dropping your head is probably not the greatest idea. Just finding where you can breathe. Coming up onto the knees. Take your hands to the hips, step forward with the left foot to start. Once you've got that left foot forward, take a second and realign your hips. So you want that left hip to draw back and at the same time have that right hip draw forward. Think about sinking straight down, so not dropping far ahead. As you can see, as I drop far ahead, that right hip really opened up. Really think about keeping everything facing straight ahead of you. Dropping straight down, lifting up. Move those arms straight ahead. Then turn your palms out so they're facing away from each other. Start with the hands back behind you, bending at the elbows and bringing the palms together at your back. So as you can see, my elbows are very, very, very bent. Bend them as much as you need to get the palms to touch. Lift up nice and tall again. Now find those hips again. Front hip back, back hip moves forward. Now think about pressing down through the hands, keeping the palms together, drawing the shoulder blades together, moving the hands all the way down, not letting those palms separate. So at the point where they feel like they're going to pop apart, stop there and hold. Breathe here. Take a nice big deep breath in, and on your exhalation, sliding those hands down a little bit further as you move into a gentle back bend. As you move into the back bend, though, don't forget what's going on with those legs. Inhale, come all the way back up. Hands release, hands come to the hips, tuck those back right toes, and step forward into a squat. And then step back into a lunge with that right foot, all on one side, guys, so just that right leg's moving, and the knee doesn't come to the ground. Step forward, and then step back again. Forward, and back, and we'll do that 3 more times. 1, 2, last one, 3, and then step forward, both feet forward, straighten the legs, and then exhale, bend both knees, coming into that squat, arms reach forward. This time the left leg stretches back, knee comes down to the ground, toes untuck. Take those hands and move them to your hips to start. Same thing on this side, making sure that that front knee is drawing back, and this time it's your right knee that draws back and that left hip that draws forward. Breathe in. And now think about dropping straight down. That might mean you need to readjust the feet. Take your time to do that. Arms lift straight in front of you. Turn your palms so they're facing out. And then start to move them back behind you so you can interlace those hands behind the back, having the palms touching. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, find those legs again. And then take another breath here, and start to straighten those arms. Again, making sure that those palms aren't coming apart. Doesn't matter how far down they go, really starting to work and open those shoulders. Watching that belly is not hanging out. Think about drawing that belly button towards the spine as you exhale, move into a gentle back bend. Coming back up, release the hands, taking the hands to the hips. Breathe here, tuck those back left toes, and then step forward into a squat. Step back, left knee doesn't come all the way down to the ground as you step back into that lunge, and then step forward and step back. Step forward, and we'll do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Come forward, stay in that squat for a second. Moving the feet just slightly apart if they're not already. Take the hands forward, come all the way up into standing, and then sink back down into that squat, allowing the arms to move to shoulder height. Coming up, arms lift, legs stretch out, and then sink back down. We'll do 5 more together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come standing, hands to hips. Now you decide, is it a day where you need to step out to the side, or could you jump out to the side? And then step the feet together. And then jump them out. And then bring them in. Out, in, out, in, out, in. And just notice how those hips feel moving in this direction today. Notice how your cardio's doing. Breathe in. And then pause when the legs are out next time. Perfect. And wherever the feet have landed, as long as it's comfortable for you, they're okay. And then just take a look and notice where the feet are, if they're out or in. no judgment. And then tuck that tailbone under. Inhale, lift your left arm up. And as you exhale, it's bending over to the right, really reaching. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, same side, reaching. As you bend, we're holding here for a couple breaths this time. Watch what's happening to the hip. So you're not sticking that left hip out, pulling it back and in. That belly button draws towards the spine. And if I were to take that right arm forward, it should feel roughly the same. Inhale, come back up. And one more time to this side. This time, do take that right arm straight forward and bend over to the side. Breathing, pressing through both feet. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands to hips. Switching sides. Lifting that right arm up this time. And exhale over. Noticing the difference from side to side. And again, watching that that hip isn't sticking out. Drop back and in. Come all the way up. And again, all the way over, same side, reaching. And then do that little tester. Could you take that left arm out? What's going on through the belly? And then come all the way up. And this time, left arm does extend forward, moving into that side bend. Pressing equally through both feet, lifting up through those inner thighs. Breathe. Breathe. Inhale. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands to hips. Bend the knees and walk those feet together. Starting on our right side, keeping that right leg completely glued to the ground, step those left toes just out to the side slightly. And then bring them back in. And notice how your balance was just there, just with that movement. And if you need to make any adjustments or find a chair or a wall, absolutely go and do that now. Otherwise, leg goes out. And could you lift it off the ground without completely leaning over to the right? Bring it back in. Leg goes out, leg lifts, down. And then just a couple here. We'll do 5 of these together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold that leg out, bend the knees so it's facing straight out to the side of the hip, and then bring the knee in front and up. And bring it back down, out, straighten the leg, and then bring it back up. And then lower it down. Bend the knee. Now, could you bend the knee straight in front of the chest and take it out to the side? We'll do 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold it up. Lift that right arm. And could you bring the elbow to the knee? Stretch everything out. And bring it together. Up. And now, could you speed that movement up? Keep going, reaching. And then pause, hold everything out. Lower that leg down, lower the arm down, and then shake it out. And now we only have 2 sides, so we'll switch over to that right side now. Putting all that weight into the left foot, making sure that you're lifting up out of both hips. And then could you step that right leg out to the side this time? Bring it back in, out, in. And notice balance tends to be different from side to side, day to day. Just notice what you need. And out, in, and then you go hold it out. And without leaning to the side, keeping everything straight up and down, lift that leg up. Lower it down. Up, down, up. Keep going, and we'll do 5 of those together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now draw that knee up and out to the side, bending it. Lift it up. Extend it back out. Lift up. Extend out. Up. Out. One more. Up. Out. And now draw that knee up, in towards the center. And then straight out. Into the center. Out. Try your best not to lean to the side. Up. And then out. One more. Out. Now, draw that left arm up, knee in at the chest, and draw that knee and elbow together as you extend out. Knee and elbow together, extend out. Keep going. We'll do 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold out. Lower that leg down, lower the arm down, and shake it out. So your option is just to stay here and do these as fast or as slow as you would like. We're going to do 10 on one side and then switch and do 10 on the other side. Your option 2 is to add a bounce with the second leg, which is the option I will be showing. All right, right arm up first, guys. Left leg out. Take a breath in and knee to the other, hop out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pause. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pause. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pause. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pause the last set on each side. So 10 more and 10 more, and then we're done. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Pause. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pause. Dump the feet out nice and wide. Toes this time go out, following the direction of the knees and the hips. Bend the knees. Come back up. 1. We'll do 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold down. Move those arms straight ahead of you, and then could you drop a little lower and pulse? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold here. Pivot that right foot. Pivot your hips so they're facing over towards that left knee, and allow the feet to move so you're coming into this warrior lunge. Drop down, back leg straight, come back, pivot. And switching sides. So you may need to adjust the feet again as you pivot over to the right side. And then come back to center. Drop down. Now pivot over to the left, and we're going to hang out here for a second. Drop down through that front knee. Draw that back right hip forward. That left knee draws back. Straighten that front leg. Drop back down. Up. And we'll do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come up. Pivot the feet. Come back to center. We'll do 5 in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come up. Pivot over to face that right leg this time. Adjust your feet as you need to. And again, that left hip draws forward. That right hip draws back. Really drop down and then straighten that front leg. And we'll do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pivot, come facing forward. Again, adjust those feet, and we'll do 5 in the center. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands come to the hips. Bend the knees and hop the legs together. Moving into balance again, shift your weight to that right foot. Left toes come to the ground, and you decide, can you pick that leg up and down? Up, down, down, down. Place that foot down on the ground. Switch sides. Up, down, up, down. watching what's happening through the hips, lengthen through the top of the head, and then place that foot down on the ground. Stretch that left arm up. If you need a wall or anything, make sure it's on the side that you're not lifting. So the right side in this case. Left toes come to the ground. Knee comes up as high as you can without leaning or hiking. Elbow comes down towards the knee, and then there's a slight side bend where the knee and the elbows meet. Come up, extend everything out. Move really nice and slow. Focusing on breathing. Inhale takes everything up, and slow exhalation draws everything together. Lift and open. One more, nice and slow. And open, lower everything down, shake it out. And now we'll switch sides. So remember that this side doesn't know what's coming to it, so be gentle, move slow. Find that balance, knee lifts up. Now find where that place where you're not leaning one way or the other, and then the elbow bends. Now add that side bend and lift everything out. Really moving nice and slow. And I forgot to keep track on the other side, so we will do what feels like the same number on this side. And let's do 3 more. Moving really nice and slow. Breathing, trying to connect that breath and the movement in your body today if you can. Last one, up, down, and lower. So your options are to go that slow, again, really working on those stabilizer muscles, or turn it into a bit of cardio, moving it a little bit faster, really connecting the breath and the movement. So switching back over to that left side, take a breath in and exhale, everything together. Inhale, extend everything out, leg does not come to the ground. In. And we'll do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lower everything down, switch sides. So do a couple at the speed that you're gonna do, and then we'll do 10 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold out, lower everything down. Come to the top of your mat. Take a nice big deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, nice flat back. Hands come down to the ground. Step back with one foot, back with the other foot. Lower all the way down onto the belly. Inhale, up to Cobra. Exhale, tuck, and you decide, is it child's pose you need or downward dog? What would feel best for you today? Breathe here. Knees drop down, or you come up onto your hands and knees, depending on where you are. Toes point back, coming up on to just your knees. Making sure that the toes are not tucked behind you. If you need something under your knees, by all means, grab that. And then stick up the right leg. Take that left arm and bring it to the ground. And then come back up. And then lifting that left arm, reach all the way over to the right. Come back up. Left hand down to the ground. One more time, coming all the way back up. All the way over. Coming up. This time the left hand comes to the ground to stay. So take a second here and just find your alignment. This one is always a tricky one because a lot of things happen through our backs, and if you've got tight hips, that might limit your mobility here. So just taking a moment to adjust. So wrists, elbows, and shoulders, I like them when they're slightly away from my shoulder, but you might want them completely stacked. And then the knee and the hip should be in line, and the hips are not rolling forward, and the pelvis isn't jutting forward either. It's that even movement, a nice even curve through the back, A nice straight leg straight out from both hips, okay? Now from here, maybe this is good for you, and maybe you could lift that right leg off the ground. And now you might need to adjust that bottom left arm to be right underneath the shoulder, so wrist, elbow, and shoulder in line, just with that shift over slightly. And then drop that leg down and lift it up. And we'll do 10 leg lifts together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold up for a second, or maybe 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that leg down. Come all the way back up. Extend that right arm down the right leg. Lift the left arm up and side bend over. So do what we just did, or we're adding a different movement this time. So left hand comes back down, right leg lifts up. This time, could you bend it out to the side, extend that right arm straight up and into the knee. So this might look really familiar. We just did it standing. So same kind of actions, it's that side bend. So don't think roll forward, it's to the side. And we'll do 10 of these together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Extend out. Hand comes to the hip, leg lowers down, coming all the way back up. Right arm extends down the right leg, left arm lifts, side bending over to that right leg, coming up, taking both hands to the hips, knees bend, and then you decide, is it child's pose that maybe you need, or maybe to release the knees, you just need to roll over and come into a nice quiet pose. What works the best for you in your body today? Give yourself a second here. Connect to the breath again. And remembering that we have 2 sides. So coming back up. If you are seated, swinging those legs back behind you, coming up onto the knees again. And this time, we extend the left leg out to the side. Perfect. Now take that right arm, bring it down to the ground, and then come all the way up. Extend that left leg down the left, with the left arm down the left leg, and then reach over. Do that 2 more times, coming down, coming all the way up. And notice this side of the body might move slightly differently in this lateral movement. Just being kind to yourself. And then last one. Hand stays down on the right side this time. And again, you take a second to adjust yourself. Wrist, elbow, shoulder, maybe in line, maybe slightly away. Hand comes to the hip. And then check out, is your pelvis rolling forward, back? See if you can find that neutral spine. And then lift. And lower. And lift. And we'll do that 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Leg comes down. Left arm reaches down. Right arm comes all the way up. Over. Coming back into that gate pose. So that right arm comes back down. And this time, could you lift that left leg and draw the knee in and extend that left arm and bring the elbow to the knee and extend it out. Draw it in, out. We'll do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Everything stretches back out. Left arm comes down to the left hip. Left leg comes down to the floor. Come all the way up. Reach that right arm all the way up and over. Coming into one more side bend here. come up. Hands come to the hips. Tuck both knees in this time. And then moving into that tabletop position, just tap the backs of the toe or the tops of the toes onto the ground, releasing here. And then just bringing some circles into the hips. Go one way and then pause, go the other way. And then pause here. Tuck the toes, walk the hands back, and then come into the squat position. Reach the arms forward, and then walk all the way to the other end of your mat. Perfect. And then stand up. And then squat back down. And then stand back up. Squat down. Back up. One more. Down. Up. And then down. Hands come down to the ground. Butt comes down to the ground. And sit down however you can, and then just bounce out into the backs of the knees, keeping them nice and safe. Take a second here, walk those sit bones back, bend the knees as much as you need to, and then come into the forward fold that feels the best for you. Really stretching out that back body. So you really want to think about belly button to the tops of the thighs, chest moving forward past the knee, and the neck is an extension of that spine, so not cranking it up or down. Breathe here. Come all the way back up. Bend the knees. Reach those arms straight up in front of you. Lift the toes off the ground so just the heels are on the ground. Start to lower yourself back and down onto the back. And then pause here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, start to move back. Again, watching that the knees aren't dropping out to the side. We'll get there, we'll do that stretch, but not right this second. Come up. And then lower down. And we'll do that 5 times together. Up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold back here. Reach over to that left side. Come back, over to the right. And then keep alternating. We'll do 5 to each side. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lower all the way down onto the back. Bring the knees up and towards the chest. Gently rock from side to side. And allow the feet to come back down to the mat. Arms come out into a T position. You decide palms up or down, whatever feels best for you. Walk the feet in together as close as you can and drop the right knee right and the left knee left with the foot soles coming together here. Taking those arms straight up towards the ceiling, bend the elbows. And from here, just gently draw the elbows over to the left, back up to center, and then over to the right. And then 2 more times to each side. You decide, does the gaze go the opposite direction on the arms? Or does it stay straight up and down? Or maybe it follows the arms. What do you need? 1 more time to each side. And then back to center. Arms come back down. If you need them to help those knees back together, use that. And then draw the right knee in towards the chest, hug it in. Bring that foot sole back down to the ground. Switch over to that left side. Move the feet a little bit wider apart. Arms go out and just drop the knees side to side. You decide fast or slow. What do you need today? Then pausing, draw the feet back together. Right knee comes in towards the chest. Hug that knee in as you draw the left leg out along the mat. Take the left hand to that right knee and the right arm straight out from the shoulder with the palm facing up. Exhale and move into a twist, taking that right knee across to the left side of the body. Trying your best to keep both shoulders on the floor, so we're moving that stretch into the spine. Breathing. Not worrying about whether that knee comes down to the ground or not. Come back to center. Stretch the legs both out, bend both knees, draw the left knee in towards the chest, hug that knee in, and then stretch straight out from that right leg. Take that right hand to the left knee, left arm straight out from the shoulder, and then take that knee across the body, moving into a twist. Breathing. Gaze can go towards that extended arm. It can stay straight up towards the ceiling. What feels best for you today? Inhale, coming back up to center. Stretch everything out, and then shake it out. Move the arms up above the head, flex to the feet, and on your next breath in, tighten every muscle in your body as tight as you possibly can. And relax as you inhale. And one more time. Exhale and tighten. Tight, tight, tight. And inhale, release. Last time. Exhale, tighten every muscle in your body as tight as you possibly can. And inhale, relax and release. Arms come down to the sides. And for you, you can stay here in Shavasana for a few more minutes or however long it is you feel that you need today. I'm going to sit up. And I hope that you stay in Shavasana a little bit longer. But otherwise, taking a breath in, gathering all that positive energy you've created for yourself today. Taking the moment in gratitude, being grateful for all that we're fortunate enough to have and not have. Thank you guys for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.